All right, guys, welcome to section 3. Christina, again, I appreciate so much of your time. We're going to cover how to manage your list and a little bit more on top of that. So the floor is yours.
All right, thanks, Eric. So if you guys remember from the last video, we were in Tampa, the market Tampa, and we pulled a list with Eric's filters. So I'm going to show you not only how to pull up that list, but how to organize all your lists and where they're stored. So I did that a little fast, but just so you can see over here on the left side, you're going to click on my lists, and that's going to take you to all of your properties. So you can see down here, it says displaying 1 through 15 of 54,000 properties. So remember that list was only 24 properties. So this is where everything is stored. So it's really important to know all the different features that are in here so that it's easy for you to organize and manage when you want to go and reference a list you just pulled that you want to work off of, and you don't want to work with all 54,000 properties. So in the last video, we showed you how to find your leads and your distressed properties here in the platform. But I also wanted to point out that you can import your own properties right in here. So you can import and then skip trace and text message or send to direct mail. So if you were going to do that, you would just click that button. You could do one property at a time, or you could do a bulk import. So if you were working with a property, if you were driving to dinner with your friend and then you came back and you're like, I really wanted to see that property, you could just put the address in here and skip trace it and you'd be set to go. Or you can import a bulk list. So you would do that right here. Super simple. You click on it, you drag your file. You want to make sure that you're mapping the data correctly, which it's pretty good at recognizing the fields, and then you would put it on a list, and that's it. So
Cool.
Pretty simple. I'm not going to demonstrate that right now, but I wanted to show you a few other things before we move on to pulling up that list. So any of these bars right here, let's see, I'm going to move that. Okay. So any of these little blue bars, you can go ahead and type in there. So
Oh, that is cool.
if I
I'm
wanted
impressed.
to just
That is cool.
I know, right? Isn't it? So if I just wanted to see out of all my properties, like, what are in so I had 266 just right here in that 85023 zip code. So you could do that for any of them. I could say, I only want to see a lead score from 5 to 15. And it's gonna, now I'm in this zip code with that lead score. So it's pretty cool. You don't have, you can just take a snapshot. You can decide, oh, I want to see this today, and be able to do that. So that's just one of the features. Another thing that you can do that is relatively new. It has been there for a while, but I didn't know about it until 3.0 came out. So all of these fields up here, you can move them over. You do not have to. You can customize this. So if you want to see only certain things in your front view let me show you, before you see all these other fields, all the other property information, you can customize that to what's important to you. So that is also there as well. So, okay, so now we're going to go ahead and we're going to pull up the list that we worked with yesterday. This is how you would be able to filter. So this is just filtering within your properties. So before I show that though, I just want to show you down here, we have quick filters of your properties. So I'm going to clear this out and pull back all of my 54,000 properties. So now these quick filters are showing me, of my 54,000 properties, I have 18 that are in auction. I don't really know what that means, but there's 1,536 pre-foreclosures. I have 6,400 tired landlords. So these quick filters are in the other search area, but they're also here too. So you can get a quick snapshot of what kinds of leads you have within your own property list.
Quick question on that. So like the list we pulled, it had the mechanic liens, 5+ years of ownership, absentee owner as well. So those are obviously in this 50,000 somewhere.
Yeah.
So when we click on, say, the tired landlord, it's going to be basically plugging that filter in addition to the ones we had on that list we pulled.
Yeah. And
cool.
anytime you want to know what is a tired landlord, what did batch use to decide what that is? See, there's a little blue question mark at the corner of every quick filter. So when you hover over it, that tired landlord says it's a single family resident, it's been owned for 10 or more years, and it's been built before 1990. So those are the filters that were used to determine what that tired landlord meant.
That's a big help.
So over here with the liens, oh, it doesn't really tell us.
Just liens.
Just
I cover that in my course.
Cool. All right, so now we're going to pull up that list, but first I want to show you guys. So this is where you would list stack. So if you wanted to only see, 5 or more distress factors, you could do that here, or you could do tags. This will show you, so I must have 13 lists because this will show you the number of however many lists you have. So if you have 25, this number is going to change based on how many lists you've created. So there's that. Down here, there's a few filters that are really helpful. So if you want to just search what has phone numbers, you can do that. If you want to search just properties that you have skip trades, because all you want to do is push them over to the dialer and start calling, you can do that. Or if you want to skip trace and call new people, you can just pull up all your properties that are not skip traced. Or within a list, like we're going to go pull up, since the list was an absentee owner, we're just going to pull up the tag that we created, because I'm just going to that file cabinet and I'm pulling out that list. So I'm just going to go find the tag, which, here's a tip, any new tags are always added to the bottom.
Okay.
So you don't have to find it. You can just scroll down to the bottom. So let's say I wanted to know, let's say this list was 100 or more instead of 24. And I knew that I already skip traced a couple. I could just pull up all the not skip traced ones to skip trace them, or I could pull up all the skip traced ones just to start calling. So inside of whatever tag or list you're pulling up, you can even filter down more. One other feature here is that you can exclude or include. So you can exclusively only pull things up that have an absentee owner, or you can pull up all absentee owners, but exclude vacants, or whatever combination you wanted to do. So you can get really granular here too with the list that you're pulling, but, cool. Or you can get really intentional. So we're going to pull up this list. And now we can see all of the 24 properties that we pulled up. My computer is a little slow. So over here, I would probably want to just see the lead score, highest to lowest. So you can do that. So we know these all actually have a really high lead score. So you can see through your own page. Okay, that's cool. Probably
got a good list.
Absentee owners. Yeah, this is a good list. So, so over here, now this is where once you have your list, you can do a lot of different things with it. So you can take your list and I'm going to show you once you select all your properties. So here's everything you can do with the list in bulk. So you can add it to other lists. You can click to self-manage it or not. So I'm going to describe what that means for you. So when our system will update every 60 minutes with more accurate information on that property, on that owner, et cetera, et cetera. So if it is self-managed, which there are a few cases like in probate that you might want to self-manage that list. But if it's self-managed, it's not going to get the regular updates. So important to know, if you are importing your own properties, you'll want to put them on a list, and you'll want to make sure that you unself-manage that list. So when you import it, it's going to automatically be self-managed. But once you hit no, then it's going to update regularly with the data that our system has every 60 minutes.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So you can do that here. You can add tags. You can export these to Excel. You can skip trace, which we're going to do in the next video. You can add to your text messaging campaigns or your direct mail campaigns. This is where you would add them to Batch Dialer. You can opt them out or you can delete them. So we could spend hours going into this organization. This is my favorite, aside from driving for dollars. I totally geek out with organization. But this is the gist of it. This is the main functions. So if you'd like, I can come back and dive deeper into organization. But for now, the next step will be skip tracing, which we'll do in the next video.
Awesome. Awesome. Well, if you guys have any questions with that, you guys know where to find me. Hit me inside the Discord and let's jump to that next segment.